It's probably better to imagine that in one apartment there were multiple families living together, and they weren't allowed to leave the territory of the ghetto, and the conditions were very harsh. There was lack of food and medicine. Yes.
So the ghetto is from this wall to those gold walls.
No, so the ghetto would be on the other side. So where we are at the outside, you can actually see it. We are the little red dot here.
Okay.
And this is the ghetto territory. The ghetto actually existed for a short period of time, from November 1944 until January 45, so about 3 months. But it was a very harsh winter, and because of the difficult conditions, many people lost their lives here in the ghetto.
After 1945, what happened to all the people that were living in the ghetto?
So 1945 January, the ghetto and the whole Budapest was liberated by the Soviet troops. So the Soviets came from the east to liberate Hungary from Germany, and just as the whole Second World War ends in 1945 May, it also ended here in Hungary. This is why I said that the Holocaust and the persecution of Jews happens fairly late, from 1944 to 45, basically within a year, while in Poland it starts in 39.
I know a lot of people, of course, died due to limited resources. So, like, I guess, I know that some were probably passed out. I could, kind of guess. So, how would you distribute it? Like, I'm just guessing in terms of like medicine and food, because I know it was very controlled. Mm-hmm. So, would you, I guess, I'm trying to think of like the system in terms of how they passed out. Like, did they throw it on the streets and like the people had to pick it up, or like things like that?
Yes, that's a good question, and I'm not familiar with the logistics fully, but in fact, the Jewish community, there was still some organization. So in fact, within the ghetto, it was the Jewish community who had the resources and shared it within themselves. And there was even like a community kitchen working, but like how they exactly decided who gets what, I don't know how organized the system was typically at that time. Okay, thank you. Yes. So
People still live here.
people still live here, yes, and I wonder sometimes what it must be like. There are many people coming here to visit. Just to coming back to the wall, this is the only place in the city where you can see part of the ghetto wall. Also, this one has been demolished at one point and rebuilt, so it's not 100% the original, but similar, same stones, part of the same stones, almost the same place. But still, this is the only place of memory. And just coming back to what I told you at the very beginning of a walking tour, think about the Great Synagogue, the big one, representing a very powerful and strong community. After the Second World War, that community disappears. So the Jewish community in Hungary and also in Europe is basically eradicated. There are survivors. There are survivors who decide not to come back, but emigrate to various places. And those who decide to come back have to start all over. There was a difference between Budapest and the countryside, and this is why in Budapest there was a higher chance to survive, which doesn't mean that it was easy. And this is the reason why today Jews mostly live in Budapest. Hungarian Jews mostly live in Budapest. If you go to the countryside, you barely meet Jewish people, and it's definitely you don't really see lively, active communities. But you see many synagogues, buildings, Jewish cemeteries to visit. It's just sort of a memory of once there was a community there.
I have a question. I would like to ask, is there a plan by the Hungarian government to renovate this place?
To do what?
To renovate the
To renovate? Not that I know of.
I mean to rebuild it to a new standard one, like the current houses everywhere.
Yes, I don't know about any plans regarding this building. In general, there are very big efforts to renovate Jewish buildings like synagogues, for example. The one we are going to enter now, it was renovated very recently. So I would say there are efforts put into renovating and keeping the memory of this building. But this house is a normal house where people live. They probably don't have funds to renovate the building themselves. They couldn't find sources for it. I don't know exactly what's the situation there. Yeah, if there are no other questions here, I think we are going to return to, yes, we are going to walk back to the office and the here.